If the room is free, run away. If they invite you for free in a networking event, it means everyone is there and nobody knows how to do business.
No matter how the deal is, nothing matters if you don't have the trust and the relationship.
When we define a self-made, we define that the disruptor, as you say, that black sheep, that chosen one.
Well, it means to me that no matter the circumstance that happens to you, you kind of have to get up and push through every single day, every single time.
Welcome to the Self-Made Show. I'm your host, Fabio Gallerani, and today I have the pleasure, with this pink jacket, of hosting a serial woman entrepreneur, Mary Pearce. Welcome, Mary, to the show. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for the...
Beautiful having you. I mean, we can still also speak Spanish because you are from Mexico, right?
Sí.
And you know, my wife is Mexican, so we will not speak Spanish because the audience is from all over the world, so they can understand English. But in this podcast, we're going to go deep in something very, very powerful. The story of a woman coming from nothing, achieving everything, and inspiring thousands of women around the world to do the same, to empower themselves and go out there and just achieve dreams. So, Mary, the first question is always the same in this show. Tell us your self-made story and what does it mean from you, like coming from nothing to everything. Tell us the story.
Yes, so I'm born and raised in Mexico. My family, I came from a woman that, you know, they didn't have, I guess, husband supporting them, or they have to just kind of like support their kids. So yeah, born and raised in Mexico. I grew up in very, very humble beginnings. Didn't have, you know, we didn't have floors in our home. Our toilet was one of those outdoor toilets where you kind of have to go outside and you dig a hole in the ground and then you put like one of those like sheds almost. So yeah, I have to. That was our toilet. So yeah, I grew up really, really humbly, and I always kind of had an inspiration to. I was dreaming big, you know, but of course it wasn't easy. So I was working on my mom's food truck in Mexico since I remember. I think I don't know. I mean, I grew up there, so I would used to wake up at 4 a.m. I remember I would go to school during the week. And then on the weekends, I used to help my mom on the truck. So I used to wake up at 4 a.m. Since I remember, like until maybe 21 years old, which is when I moved to America.
Okay.
So yeah, my work ethic, I guess I got my work ethic from my parents. So I didn't have childhood. I never understood what it was to have, you know, go to play with kids because I always have to help my parents at work. We always were in like a survival mode. So yeah, when I was about 21, my aunt from America said to me, I just got divorced and I know you want to get out of Mexico. So would you come and help me take care of the kids while I go to work? And then I said, I would love to, but my dad won't let me. My dad was very strict, Mexican, you know, macho man, and I'm the first daughter, or the oldest of all. So he's like, absolutely not. You know, you will not leave your house until you're married. And I didn't want to get up and get married. I wanted to explore the world. I wanted to see what else was out there. And I didn't want traditional Mexican lifestyle.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just not what I wanted growing up. So that being said, my aunt convinced my dad, and my dad said, "Here is $20. I know you'll be back next week." And yeah, I mean, I went back to visit them, but not to stay in Mexico. So
Yeah.
From there, obviously, I went to the university in Mexico and accounting, and then when I moved to America, I didn't have any papers, and I didn't speak English. So I went with, visitor's visa to the U.S. And then I was able to get a job at a Mexican restaurant as a cashier with, this sounds super illegal, but it's the truth, with my cousin's social security number. So they let me borrow the social security number. I got this job at this Mexican restaurant as a cashier, and literally like one night before, like I have to take this job, my cousins were teaching me English. Like I knew basics, numbers, hi, how are you, nice to meet you. But they were teaching me like, how can I help you, or what can I get for you?
Wow.
You know, just so.
When you were 21, you moved to United States.
Yes, I was 21.
Nice. I moved to United States at 21, but I was working in Disney as a waiter too.
Really?
And I had a visa, luckily, because many of my Italian friends were just doing what you were doing. I mean, just, to chase a chance, to get a chance to break away from actually what has always been the norm.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, after you went to America, cashier, then how did you, break away from, normal jobs to excellence?
Yeah. So first I was actually, I mean, it's hard to put 20 years of life in 30 minutes. But so I ended up taking the cashier job, and then I took another job at a gas station. Like, so I have 2 full-time jobs at the time.
Yeah.
This is later on when my aunt will, stop. She's like, I don't need help with the kids anymore. They're older. They're going to school. You can just do your thing and get your job. So when I was working at the Mexican restaurant, there was this lady from Mexico who was a real estate agent. And she had her own real estate business. So she used to come to the restaurant often. And she said, I really like you. I think you'll be great addition to my company. I really need an assistant. And then I said, I would love to, I'm in accounting. I just don't speak English. And then I want to be honest with you, I don't have papers, So, and she's like, I will help you. So I think she's the reason that I wouldn't say I'm here right now, but she was my kind of like my angel, helping me get out of the Mexican restaurant to her assistant. So I went with her right away. I was shadowing her.
Yeah.
Then I had to learn like all of this English vocabulary on the real estate sector, which was like really, really hard because English and speaking English as communicating is one, and then when you're in a business world is different. Yeah. So I was shadowing her, and she taught me everything on the real estate part. And then so I started learning about real estate, and that was that was one of the things that I got out from.
Yeah. So she was the first mentor or guide or someone that helps you actually, and that's very important. So what was going on in your mind in these days? I mean, you were like leaving the family behind, of course, not a wealthy and millionaire family, but a family that you wanted to help in some way.
Yeah.
So what was your true motivation not to never give up, in the process? Because that was very hard.
Yeah, I mean, when you move to America, I didn't want to leave my family. Of course, I wanted to, if I had a choice, yes, I didn't want the traditional Mexican life, but I also didn't want to leave my family. So my why until now is my family. Okay. My parents, my brother, my sister. I don't have kids myself. So my nephews and my nieces. And so, I mean, I only have 3 total. But just like, I feel like I was the disruptor of the family. And it's my responsibility to disrupt for the following generations, right? It's not just me, like my cousins in Mexico, they all look up to me. Yeah. And they're like, Mary, I wanna come to Qatar or Dubai. And I say, yeah, you can, but you need to start learning English now. Yeah. So I guide them because obviously once you speak English, it's easier. Because I used to get bullied on my English.
Oh, your English is perfect, by the way.
Yeah, I still have a thick accent, but I want to keep my accent. That's my identity.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
They say the Italian accent in English is nice. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I want to keep my accent. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so beautiful. And family first, always. That's actually what's very important. In the end, you realize that that's everything,
Yeah.
And I'm curious because I actually was in your same path, but in different realities. I was in Florida. You were where? In California?
I was in California, yeah.
Yeah, so when we define a self-made, we define that the disruptor, as you say, that black sheep, that chosen one.
Yeah, the chosen one.
So how do you know you're the chosen one?
I mean, I'm 40 and I can tell you that none of my family from my mom's side or my dad's side
Yeah.
and like the whole entire family, we're big, we're Mexican. So you can imagine it's a
Yeah.
big family. Nobody's doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
I know I'm the one, and sometimes I feel like it's a lot, it's a lot of responsibility, and sometimes it's so hard and you just want to kind of like give up, right? Because like it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. But then I think back, I'm like, if I don't do it, it will have to wait until the next generation, and will they do it?
Maybe not. Maybe is something genetic. Did you feel that fire always when you were young, or that fire ignites sometimes?
No,
along
I
the way?
always felt it.
You felt it,
I
right?
was like born with it. I knew it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm here now.
Yeah. So fast forward 20 years, we can say we are in Dubai today.
Mm-hmm.
We met in an event, a networking event. You live in Doha, actually.
Yeah.
But you're moving also to Dubai to open your real estate empire. We can say that, no? So when I ask you, what's your mission, Mary? You say, my mission is to finish the sentence for me.
My mission, so I'm an empath person. I love animals. So I think where I have several missions.
Yeah.
But first one is make sure that my family is well taken care of, and they never have to worry about anything for the rest of their life.
Okay.
And then my other mission, because I love animals, I am working on some technologies for longevity for pets.
For pets.
Yeah, for dogs and cats and several other animals. So yeah, I'm big in longevity myself. I feel like we can work so hard and make millions, but if you don't have health,
Nice.
you don't have nothing. You can have health as well. You can live until you're 90, 95, 100. But also, what is the quality of those
course.
years? Like, do you want to be in a wheelchair? Are you sick? So for me, that's one of my missions to help humans and animals live healthier and longer.
Beautiful, beautiful. Also because animals are also human friends in these days of, when you're 60, 70, 80.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful because you have a why to use your money for something bigger, which impacts humans indirectly. But also, longevity for humans is very important. And, the symbol of this show is the phoenix. Phoenix never die. So I think longevity is something big also for me.
I know.
And so I'm curious because when we were speaking, me and you were actually mentoring me a lot about the region. Doha and Dubai are two different worlds. It's very interesting, I think, if we can share, what do you see differently? And why right now, after some years in Doha doing business, you're moving to Dubai. What do you feel here is happening that is attracting you?
First, I'll give a little bit of context. I get this asked a lot of how did I ended up in the region. So I was under diplomatic status with the American government and Egypt. So I learned a lot there, and then also Qatar. So that's where I ended up in this region. Now coming from Mexico, living in America, lived in Egypt, and then you're in Qatar, which is multicultural countries. You learn a lot of like business dealing, and then the business dealing is, we know like as an Americans, so we do business a certain way, but maybe you Italians do business very differently. People from this region, you have multiple different nationalities, so it's very tough to do business. I would say if you first of all, don't come from a big ego, because if you're functioning from ego, you'll never
close the deal.
Anything.
Yeah. You mean with locals, GCC nationals?
In general, you have to check your ego, and I feel like it's hard. We all have it.
Yeah.
But people will come with oh, this and that, and I think a lot of deals die because of egos. I would say, and not following protocols. So yeah, I learned a lot from my own mistakes on the business dealing in the international sector, from my consulting company to the real estate company. And I feel like if people wants to enter this market and really close, because you can come to the market, but doesn't mean you're gonna close.
Of course. closing deals is important because at the end of the day, most people spend time selling, but if you don't close, there is no interchange of energy. I think sales is an interchange of energy, so it's an alignment process.
Yeah.
So do you think the culture in this region is actually following this, I can say, alignment feeling between the people in the deal? Because you're from Central America, I'm from Italy. So we like to meet people, to have endless dinners.
Yeah.
So then we can really bond.
Yeah.
Are locals in GCC following the same? And if not, what is the way that you can, like, if you had one tip to give to the audience, okay, you want to do business here in the UAE or in Doha or in the region, what they shouldn't do, like forbidden, deal lost, and what they should do always.
Yeah, that's an easy for me. The not to do is when you come here, the first, you meet somebody you want to do business with, the first thing not to do is to go straight to the business point.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
So not American, like Americans really struggle.
Straight to the point. Here's the deal. Here's this is what I want, what I need, like very, it's called transactional.
Not transactional. So, okay, good.
And the first thing they should do is build a relationship and trust.
Okay.
Because no matter what it is, no matter how the deal is, nothing matters if you don't have the trust and the relationship. Yeah.
So how do you build the trust and relationship? Because in Italy, you go to dinner. Like, it's very easy. Maybe, in Mexico, the same.
Yeah.
We are humans.
It takes time. It takes time. That's why, for me, obviously, it was easier when you have an American diplomatic passport. Then the trust is differently because we go to a very extended background check. So that helps.
Okay.
But in the end of the day, you kind of have to connect. You have to ask them about their kids, their personal life, or just like you have to. It's really all about like building the trust. And yeah, it's not gonna, like, if you think you're gonna come to the region, depends of the business. Obviously, every business is different. But and then right away, like, oh, I don't know anybody, so I met somebody, introduced me to somebody, and then right away I'm gonna close a deal. It's gonna be, if they do it, tell them to call me. They're my hero. It takes time. It takes time to build trust.
So, for example, in Qatar, is similar to Dubai. The culture is high level. People do business. They are here to do business, but also to trust each other. So, how do you get introduced in the circle of high level deals? You work in the sector. You have a diplomatic background. Status. So you say background check is easier for you, but someone that comes from scratch, is a self-made, want to come in Doha or in Dubai and want to do big deals also with governments, where they should start from?
First, I would suggest to go through, if they don't want to waste time, to go through somebody that is already on the ground doing it. So maybe like some sort of consultant company will be good, just because it was gonna cost a lot of money to come back and forth. Yeah. Hotels, and then just to have, like, that's what I've been doing. For instance, right now we're entering Oman market, right? Yeah. I have no relationships in Oman, no network. Like, I don't know anything about Oman, and then Oman is different than Doha or like Qatar or the UAE and KSA. Like, yeah, it's within the GCC, but it was actually culture-wise like different, because in Qatar, I think it's a little bit more conservative. Okay. Oman is also conservative, very conservative, but in a different way.
How different?
So for me, the one thing is, when I'm in Qatar, for instance, as a woman, I don't shake hands with the men. Okay. Right? So some might, depending if there's more westernized, and some absolutely not. But I understand that. When I went to Oman, I was just, doing my hand like this. But then they will shake my hand, and everybody shake my hand. For me, like, I didn't know that. Yeah. But I was also, and then I wear my abaya, so to respect their. And actually, I didn't see any woman wearing an abaya in Oman.
Okay.
So that being said, what I did was working with a team in the ground, family office, that they were already had the relationship, the network, their trust, and then just did like some sort of joint venture partnership with them to be, because then otherwise imagine how long will it take me to go to Oman, and then I have no idea what's happening in Oman, and I don't know all of the rules in Oman. So that to me, that's like a hack.
Yeah, that's a good hack actually.
Yeah.
What about Dubai? Because Dubai is how many, like the percentage is crazy. Like maybe 90% of people are self-made, trying to make it. I call the Dubai people actually all-inners. You know, this studio is called all-inners because we are all in.
Yes.
So here, a lot of culture is still the same, or the protocol is different. What are you doing now to enter in Dubai?
So for me, Dubai has been different. To be honest, every market has been different.
Yeah.
I haven't had the same experience. Dubai for me was the same. Meeting the right people that have the connections. I tried to do it on my own because it's like Dubai, you meet a lot of people that they say they're doing business. They say, and then you're wasting your time.
How do you know if they are legit people? Like they say, you may be, new to the market. How do you feel? You just feel it, or?
No, first of all, you have to ask a lot of questions.
Which question? Give me 3 questions.
For me, let's see, in the real estate sector.
Yeah.
I have a hotel buyer, right? And then they're like, yeah, I have access to hotels. Okay, are you direct with the owner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am direct with the owner. I said, okay, so if I need you to put a call with the owner directly, obviously we'll say NCNDAs and NDAs and blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
And they're like, would you be able to, like, well, no, like there is this other person. And I'm like, who is this person? Is the person that is actually the person from the financial advisor to the thing, like, so now it's a broker chain.
Yeah, it's a huge broker chain here. Even in any business, especially, when you want to renovate your house, I find out there are a lot of people in the middle. And if you just can find the right person, you actually save a lot of money, do better deal.
Yeah.
So Dubai is actually structured like that.
Yeah, I call it broker chain. I stay away from broker chain. I don't. Thankfully, I'm blessed now where I don't really need to follow that. They took me time though. It wasn't like that. But if you are going, you gonna, for me, making an investment with either a group, like a club, or, like some similar to what you have. It's one where the network is already curated.
Club, right?
And then you are doing, the network goes through due diligence.
Yeah.
Then that's where I want to be.
There is a lot of filters to enter in the room.
Otherwise it's a waste of time. Like last week I had meetings, like a friend of mine, I was here and then she's like, come to this meeting with me. I have nothing to do with the meeting. I was just going to go after. We were in a meeting before. She had a middle and then we had an after together. So it was like 1 hour gap. I went in with her and I sat down with this guy and it was such a scammer. Like big.
You can feel the energy, right?
Oh, and look, the things that he was saying make zero sense. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, actually, that's, you need experience, you need professional. I always say, correct me if I'm wrong. And then I have another question, last question for you. If the room is free, run away. Because if they invite you for free in a networking event, it means everyone is there. And nobody knows how to do business, because business, in Italy is we have a lot of private clubs. When the trust is there, of course you pay to be in the room. Mm-hmm. How much was important for you to pay to be in certain room, like in clubs?
I have been doing this actually after I left Qatar. So I was living in Qatar 2019 to 2022. I actually got divorced. I moved back to America.
Yeah.
And then this is before I opened the first company back in Qatar. The first thing I did, because I was living overseas for now like 7 years, I didn't have a network in America on the business sector. So the literally first thing I did, I got into a real estate investment mastermind. I paid $30,000.
Good move.
$30,000, by the way. I didn't have, I gambled my money because I'm getting divorced. I have to move. Like, I didn't get an alimony or anything like that. That's my second self-made part, by the way. Because I have to start from zero. I have to start from zero many times.
Yeah, but then when you start from zero and go into everything, you know the path.
Yes. So invest in yourself, but with the right group, with the right people. And like sometimes even when you pay in certain groups, not everybody has the right intentions at the end of the day. So you still have to be careful.
Yeah.
But it's still it's less danger than the wild world out there.
Of course. So coming to an end for this episode, thank you for the value, Mary.
Yes.
The symbol of this show is a phoenix. And the name of this studio is All Inners Media. All Inners is a concept of people that are all in, don't have a plan B, and they are self-made. What does the word all inner mean to you?
Well, it means to me that no matter the circumstance that happens to you, I mean, it's life, it's called life, right? So many ups and downs are going to happen. As long as you are fully committed and all in, no matter, if you're having a bad day or a deal didn't fall through or something happened in your family, you're feeling depressed, no motivation, you kind of have to get up and push through every single day, every single time.
Beautiful. So we can say not the citizen, but the people that are in Dubai, they can call themselves all inners. What do you think?
Not everybody, obviously. It takes a strong human to be all in. Of
course. So as we said, Mary, the chosen one, feels it since the beginning, and no matter what happens, they will make it, and they will call themselves one day self-made. Thank you for watching this episode. Thank you, Mary, for being here.
Thank you.
It was amazing. I mean, your energy, your resilience. Something truly inspiring, not just for women, but also for any self-made out there that is struggling right now. They are doing their best. So last message, if you have to look at that camera and share a message with the Mary that just landed in United States, what would you tell them? Just a small sentence.
That I will cry.
Yeah.
That's I think about this like every single day, by the way.
Yeah.
I will tell her, you're strong, you're very resilient, you have a beautiful life ahead of you, and just never give up.
All in.
All in.
Thank you, Mary. Yes. Thank you for being here. Great episode.
Thank you so much.
Subscribe to the channel. Share this episode with any self-made that you think is going to be inspiring. So thank you, and see you in the next episode. Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
Thank you.